Alrighty, there you go. It's a win till 0. This time I waited. See? We're a little bit late. We're 30 minutes late. And like I was going through my streaming checklist. As always, the entire streaming checklist. One last thing. Changing the titles on Restream. I'm like, I got the titles this time. I cannot fuck up the titles. I start the stream and it's named Working with Prisma or whatever. I'm like, oh shit. So I had to stop the stream, restart it again. Like, I can deal with the fact that there's not gonna be a stream where everything is going super smooth. And in my defense, I was 30 minutes late because I spent like 4 hours reordering this room again. My last PC part is coming in 2 days. I'm finally excited to be done with this freaking streaming setup, have a proper streaming PC and just be done with it. So hopefully next time is gonna be on time. Next time we're not gonna have any streaming issues and stuff. All right, so welcome everyone. Hi, Boxroom, Chemic Peel, Cohen the Dutch, I am Andrew Luca, Joss Doe, Fritas, whoever's joining the stream just right now. Thank you very much for joining me. We're gonna do this week in Webdev episode 9. So, episode 9, Jesus Christ, I've been doing this more than, what, 2 months now? That's crazy. What do we have? What is the topic of the day? April 18th. Jesus Christ, it's not, at least for me, the time is flying by. I don't know how it is with you in quarantine, but I'm like I just accepted it right now. This is the new default, and I'm keeping myself busy. I'm not, you know, complaining, oh my god, it's so boring at home and there's nothing to do, I don't know what to do. Like try opening your computer, there's like shit ton of things to do. So for me, but when I saw the date, I was like, holy shit, April 18th, that's insane. Discussion of the week. I didn't actually tweet out the discussion of the week. Cohen says, time flies when you're having fun. Yeah, exactly. I just try to keep as busy as I can, even when it is with like dumb shit, like reorganizing my room and my streaming setup and whatever. At least it keeps me busy. Thank you for following. The discussion of the week is Zoom. So we have 2 discussions of the week, actually. The first one is Zoom and remote workshops. Then the second one is taking a break from Twitter. So as you can know, let's start with the Twitter one. Let's get the Twitter one out of the way. So just before I tweeted out that I'm going to have a Twitter break, like I desperately needed a break from Twitter. Like it's insane. Just before I tweeted it out, I literally in the last 5 minutes before the tweet, there are like 7 other tweets. Like even though like I've battled Twitter addiction in a way, like I didn't have it on my phone. I mean, I had in my defense, because someone's going to go like, oh, I went to your Twitter and sometimes you're tweeting from iOS. So what I had on my phone is I had the Twitter app limited to 1 minute, just so I can use the share to Twitter functionality. So when I had like a stupid picture or something that I wanted to tweet out, like I could still tweet it out by having the app, but I couldn't use it for longer than a minute on my phone. So I was like, cool, I'm cured from Twitter, right? I don't have it on my phone. I'm not like the other people. I'm better than you because I don't have Twitter on my phone. So that's curing the addiction. Step number 1, right? Not having it on your phone, which means you don't have it all the time with you. However, like when your brain is tuned to social media and tweeting everything out and basically talking about everything online, like no matter what you do, right? No matter, is this shit live on YouTube or not? Like I don't see any people. Oh, it is live on YouTube. I thought I forgot to check the, all right, cool. So when you tune your brain to, especially Twitter, like I don't have any other social network. I don't have Facebook. I don't have Instagram. Like I don't have TikTok. I'm not obsessed with whatever scrolling endless timelines. However, I think out of all of this, like I would just assume if you have Instagram, like you post 1-2 photos a day, right? You don't go ahead and just snap a picture of everything around you. But with Twitter, like if you go down your timeline, you're talking about bullshit that nobody cares about. Like I started watching Comedians in Cars, finally. I know I'm late to it. And I was watching Tina Fey and Jerry Seinfeld talk about Twitter. And Tina Fey is like, I don't know how to use Twitter. And people ask me, what would you want to do after finishing 30 Rock? And she said, I want to be in charge of Twitter so people can sign up with an account only after tweeting out 10 things. And I would be the person reviewing those things. So Tina Fey was like, after you tweet out 10 things, I would be like, maybe dude, nobody wants to listen about this shit, okay? Maybe you don't belong here. Like nobody gives a shit about you, all right? And actually, like someone's gonna be like, well, everyone deserves an audience and everyone is fuck that. Most of us say shit most of the time, okay? And when you tune your brain to constantly like tweeting, every fucking single thing that happens in your life has to go online. Like it got so bad for me, even though it's not on my phone. So it's only on my computer right here in this room, and it's on my tablet. So I would just drag around the tablet all the time with me, whether it's in the toilet, whether it's in the bed. Like, the tablet has to be next to me. So I'm like, dude, what is the point of not having it on your phone, right? Okay, when you're outside or whatever, which you're not nowadays. So that tablet had to be with me all the time, just in case I take a shit or I do something without the world knowing, okay? The world has to know, what did I do right now? And I started noticing these patterns, like, no matter how I tried to control it. It was limited to 1 hour on my tablet, so it's not that bad. But, like, anytime I would go over the limit on the tablet, I would be like, I would tell my girlfriend, she would be like, hey, you want to hang out, want to do something? I'm like, I think I'm gonna go in my room, you know, I'm just gonna chill. And then I would open Twitter here, and it would be just, like, drowning in misery. It's just, like, people doing shit. Oh my god, he did that, they did that, she did that. And so, like, it's constantly information in your brain. And, like, I would sit in an uncomfortable position in my office here after a day of working in this office. Like, I don't want to sit here, you know, I want to chill downstairs. However, like, the limit on my tablet is passed, so now my addicted brain still wants to be on Twitter. So I would just sit on the computer wasting time. I would open Telegram, chat to someone, hey, have you seen this, have you seen that, blah blah blah. And I started hating that behavior so much because I stopped reading books, I stopped gaming, I stopped doing, like I would consider gaming way more useful. People are like, oh bro, I don't have time for gaming. Like, fuck that. You have time for gaming. You're just so obsessed with social media and it's taking so much of your time. I'm also talking to you, kids addict. So mostly I'm talking to myself when I'm saying you. Like, we're so obsessed with that we say, I don't have time for a 3-hour movie. And then you spend 3 hours. A cat. A hilarious dog. That's so funny, right? And I just cannot stand that behavior about myself anymore. So I said it, like, people are like, what are you gonna do, bro? It's the new normal, bro. You know, it's like this new connected, like, fuck that. If I cannot cure this shit, this addiction, and you cannot say to me, like, if you spend more than 1 hour on social media, you're a social media addict. Like, I don't fucking care what you say. You are a social media addict if you spend more than 1 hour on social media per day. I don't care. Like, for me, that's the definition, at least for me. So until I cure this thing, and what I mean by cure it is I control it. It doesn't control me. It doesn't control my thoughts. I'm gonna battle it, like, to the end. I'm not gonna say, well, this is the new normal. I guess I'm gonna spend like 4 or 5 hours per day on social media, and yep, that's it. The dog's looking at you like sad, like, bro, are you gonna play with me? Like, I swear to God, I feel so bad. I'm walking my dog 3 times per day, and it's like a long walk, like 30-40 minutes or 1 hour. So I feel like I'm better than most owners because they walk him like once or twice. I walk him 3 times. However, I stopped playing with it because, like, it would look sad at me, like with the puppy eyes, like, why are you going past me? And I would be like, just with my coffee in my hand, I'm going upstairs because that's where the unlimited Twitter is. And I'm going to sit in the office where I was sitting for like 10 hours during the day. And I'm going to sit and continue being on Twitter. And like a couple of days ago, nope. I was like, nope, this is not the person that I want to be, okay? And I'm going to cure it. I'm going to find a way. I'm going to make so if you don't know, like, if you're just tuning in and if you're like, isn't this like a stream about web development? I just had to get this out of the way because it's actually connected with web development in a way. So did you create a users page? I'm working on my blog. My blog's going to be live soon, so there's going to be a users page. So if you're just tuning in, I made this thing that you probably cannot see because I'm not showing you my screen. Just kill this shit that I have here. All right, now you can see my screen. So I made this. It's called Twizzle. It's a desktop app for like direct messages. And I said I'm on a Twitter break, but I'm gonna keep streaming on Periscope, and I'm gonna keep using Twizzle for reading messages, but I'm not gonna tweet out because even if you. So what I wanted to say is, even if you're not reading the timeline, my brain, okay, I'm gonna keep saying mine instead of yours, just like I'm talking to you. My brain is wired to tweeting, and I hate it. Like with Twizzle, tweeting is as easy as just like clicking in your menu bar and being like, hey everyone, I just had spaghetti or something. Like, nobody gives a shit what you just had for dinner, okay? Like, constantly I would go and just tweet out. So I said, no more tweeting out until you figure out a strategy for using social media. So I have to have like a strategy, a dedicated time. Like, sometimes I would get up, I would just grab the tablet, and it like, you didn't even do the most basic functions in life, which is just drink a glass of water and go have a shit or whatever. You're with the tablet. Oh, let me see what they did. Let me see what they said about web development. Fuck that. So how is that connected to the show? I actually started this show, which is called This Week in Web Development, just so we can get each other informed, like try to squeeze it in like 1 hour, 30 minutes to 1 hour. And we can see what happened in web development during the week without actually spending the entire week on Twitter. Because for me, getting informed about what happened in web development, at least what happened in the bubble of 50 developers that think they you know, they're the top of the line, whatever, in web development. And the only way to get that information is from Twitter. So I started this show where you can actually, well, actually, that sounds bad. So I started this show, so once per week you can tell me what did you see on Twitter, so I don't have to be on Twitter. So you're gonna be addicted and I'm not gonna be. No, what I'm trying to say is we need another way except Twitter, whether that's gonna be like a new social network or a curation thingy or a newsletter or an automated AI machine learning thingy that goes for us on Reddit and whatever newsletters and just compiles the things that we need to know about. I need a new way to get informed about web development without spending my fucking day on Twitter, okay? Because like this morning I was writing like a manifesto thingy about social media and how I use the internet and shit. I'm like, why do I need Twitter? I need it because it's an easy way of promotion. It's an easy way of doing marketing. Like I have around 20, I don't know, 4,000 followers. I can easily reach to a big audience and be like, hey everyone, what did you think of the last episode of Ozark? And people are like, fuck you, you're no one, like, who cares? What do you think about Ozark, right? So how do we get all of that information? How do we get the effect of Twitter without actually being on Twitter? I'm going to be the person that's going to figure that shit out, okay? I'm going to start, like, I don't care if one day some person from social media just, like, kills me with a car on the street. Just like, that guy was too much against Twitter. You know, he was getting too loud. People started listening to him. Fuck him. Like, everyone wants you to be addicted to social media because of ads and all the other shit. I'm gonna go, not big brain, I'm gonna go galaxy brain, at least for myself. I'm gonna try it. Like, I open sourced Twizzle and I basically made it free. So this was a paid app. I just made it free because I'm like, holy shit, if I'm this addicted, like, this needs to be free for other people. If they're addicted, at least they're gonna get like direct messages and tweeting out without actually being on Twitter. So yeah, I got to a point where I was like, Kitse, you just cannot live your life. Like, we're watching an episode of a show at night and we're like done for going to bed, going to sleep. I'm like, you know what? I'm gonna go have to pee. I'm going to the bathroom. I'm just grabbing my tablet and I have to tweet out, yo, that episode 8, that shit that happened was like, who are you informing? You know, like, most of the people watch the episode. You don't have to go out of your way before sleep just so you can be like, hey everyone, just, you know, in my life, this is meaningful. So I personally started hating that behavior about me. I'm gonna try to, as I said, I'm taking 2 weeks. I'm gonna stop using it for 2 weeks until May. But I think I may do it even more. Maybe I'm gonna start using it slowly in May just for promotion of vlogs or all the other shit. But I need a big ass break before I continue. Like, that shit is fucking addicting. What are your thoughts on it? Did you watch Money Heist? Fuck Money Heist. Like, everyone is talking about Money Heist. Oh my god, you have to watch it. La Casa. It's not Money Heist. It's called La Casa de Papel. All right. I don't know who translated it that way, but that's around. I don't care. However it's translated, I'm gonna watch your shows, your trending shows, 10 years after they're trending. Okay. I just finished Breaking Bad last year. Just because people 10 years ago, oh my god, dude, Heisenberg, like blue math, you have to see Breaking Bad. No. Game of Thrones, I'm gonna watch it in 2045. That movie about the pandemic, what is that shit called? I don't know. Pandemic movie thingy. I don't know. What is that shit called? Like, everyone is, oh my god, I have to watch this movie. No, I don't have to watch. Yeah, I'm watching Better Call Saul. It's great. But I'm not gonna post my opinion about every single episode of Better Call Saul online. You know why? Because it doesn't matter. What is that movie? Can someone in the chat just tell me what is the name of that freaking movie that everyone told you to watch and everyone and their mother watched it? What is the name? Come on. Outbreak. It's Outbreak. Isn't it? There's a Netflix show and there's a movie with like popular actors that were young back in the day. I don't know if it's Outbreak. I don't think so. Contagion. There it is. Oh god, dude, because of corona situation, you have to watch this. It has 6.7 on IMDb. If I get corona personally, and if I'm sick and bored at a hospital and I have a TV and the only movie choice was this one and I'm like bored out of my mind, I'm just staring at a dot and there's just like this movie downloaded, ready to be played, I wouldn't click it. You know why? Because everyone watched it. I wouldn't click this fucking movie. I don't care if it's good or bad. Okay? But anyway, I just wanted to get out the Twitter rant out of the way. Because seriously, if you're feeling like me, I wrote ironically, social media addiction. I wrote a social media addiction piece on Medium. So you can find it on my Medium, killing my social media addiction. So I wrote this when? Like a couple of months ago? Last year. I wrote this last year. So first step is admitting that you have a social media addiction, which a lot of people don't. They're like, I'm only spending like 4 hours on Instagram, and that's not addiction. I actually need to be updated on how people's cats and dogs look like. Okay, that's like essential, especially in times of the pandemic. That keeps my mind away from bad things. Okay, so no, first step is admitting you haven't. Second step is trying to like nail every single point where this addiction, this social media addiction, is ruining your life. So if you're playing with your kids and meanwhile you're like, haha, yeah, oh my god, that's so funny. Yeah, that story, yeah, what happened? Oh my god, you're in high school already. You don't want to be that person. Okay, so if you want to read this, I'm just gonna paste it here in the chat. That's not you in the photo fake article. Yeah, anyway, I'm gonna paste this here. David, you're actually right. A first-time viewer, do you recap every week about Webdev, or did I get it wrong? Yes, we should. Fuck, I closed the chat. God damn it. Let me open the chat again. Let me move it here to the side. Sorry if I missed some messages, but yeah, this should be about Webdev. And what I was trying to explain the show. The idea behind the show is, instead of all of us just being constantly on social media 24/7 to get the latest on Webdev, I'm gonna take the hit for all of you, and once per week for 1 hour, I'm gonna inform you what happened in Webdev. I'm gonna try to be as informative as possible instead of ranting about my Twitter addiction and shit. Robin says, I think my social media consumption is fine, not sure though. I don't check social media throughout the day, but look at Twitter for 30 minutes before going to bed. I think if you put it like before bed or when you wake up, no matter where you put it, between those two, like before you do any meaningful work in the morning and you like brush your teeth and do everything else that a normal person should do in the morning, if you grab your phone, check social media, I think that's an addiction. And I think that if you cannot go to bed without checking it, and you have to spend time, so you're like, okay, now I can sleep. Now that I know what Robin, I'm gonna take you as an example, you're scrolling like, okay, I can sleep safe now knowing that Robin tweeted about style components, so now I can finally go to sleep. So yeah, if you check it, I don't know, in a bus or somewhere in between, is like super limited. You know what's the problem with limited checking? Let's say that you can check it only for, I don't know, 15-20 minutes a day. Their algorithm is such a bullshit algorithm. Like there's no such thing like on Reddit. Hey, let me see the top posts of the week. This is the shit that matters. That's what we're doing in the show, right? We're like, let's scroll this 15 posts. The rest of it doesn't matter. If I say I'm gonna spend 30 minutes on Twitter per week, per day, 27 of those minutes would have to be scrolling past, I don't know, Ken Wheeler's barbecue pictures or whatever, until I get to that one tweet that says something relevant to me about Webdev. So that's the thing. If you're limited, as you scroll the timeline, you refresh it, you're gonna get the same posts. So unfortunately, I would have to go on Twitter a couple of times per day to get all the information. I don't know. And we're gonna figure out a way to get out of this shit and get informed without actually spending the entire day on Twitter. Did you block the Twitter website on your computer and you're not strong enough to get there? There's another problem. Like if I want to block Twitter, like I haven't visited in a few days. Now I just opened it for like the Webdev account just to tweet this out and retweet it. But these days I wasn't visiting it at all, so I didn't even need a block or something in order to visit it. But today I reinstalled this thing. It's called Cold Turkey. I bought it, I don't know, 2 years ago, and I fucking love this thing. It works for Windows, it works for Mac, and it's similar to Focus if you've seen it on Mac. But this thing can actually have a schedule, so you can schedule things like this. So you can say block the distractions from 8 to 12 and so on. So what I did is I just set up a schedule for myself. And like I'm gonna try when I get back on Twitter in any way, shape or form, it's gonna be like just when I'm done with work, like after 4 or 5 p.m. I'm gonna have a small window of time where I dedicate that time slot to just opening and checking Twitter. It's gonna be like 30 minutes, just check it, you're done with it, that's it. That's step one. And step two is just like limiting the shit that I say. Fuck sharing every single thing that happens in your life. Like literally that's what we're doing constantly. Like, hey everyone, I just made spaghetti bolognese. No one gives a shit. Everyone made spaghetti bolognese like in their life. It's 80% of the tweets come from 10% of the users. So that's what I'm saying. There's just a small amount of like quality tweets that you can read, but you have to go through tons of shit until you find those quality tweets. So I'm gonna promote this service because I respect this gang who made it. This is not sponsored at all. I just like these guys. We have a super friendly communication on Twitter. I'm gonna not say they're my friends or something. They're not my friends, but we know each other from Twitter. They're super cool, and this thing is fucking amazing. I think I'm gonna start using this. Like I haven't used any newsletters. I hate newsletters, but I'm gonna start using this. So you can compile your own newsletter combined from Reddit, RSS feeds, YouTube, Hacker News, Twitter search, Twitter lists. Holy shit, I might as well make one for the show so I don't have to do the show for 2 hours. I can just read my newsletter for the week and that would be it. Like, this thing is super fucking cool and it can save you a lot of time. As I said, not sponsored, not affiliated. I couldn't give a shit if you use it or not. I'm not using it yet. I just see that it's cool and I might start using it. So you can make yourself a newsletter, get that newsletter once per day and be like, okay, this is what new with Tesla. Yeah, Elon tweeted something cool. I don't have to spend the entire day on Reddit to get that information. Anyway, yeah, go check this out, Mail Brew. Hey, how about I should start plugging in my own things? Like, what is wrong with me? So I did 3 workshops. The first remote workshop I did in my life. So if you don't know, I have this thing. Thank you for the follows, by the way. And thank you for the rate. I have this workshop. It's called React Academy. I don't have any upcoming workshops. I'm first time ever. First time that this website exists and I'm out of workshops, okay? I actually am in discussion with a couple of companies about doing GraphQL and React workshops remotely, but I was not sure how remote workshops are gonna go. So that's my next topic of discussion. Remote workshops, like remote Webdev workshops as a trainer and as an attendee. Like, what are your thoughts on it and so on? My thoughts personally about doing remote workshops is I don't ever want to do an in real life workshop ever again. Okay? You know why? Because I had a nap. Like, during lunch break, we usually do 1 hour of a lunch break. Nobody eats for 1 hour. People are hanging out in real life, whatever. They go to the store. They go to Subway or whatever to grab a sandwich. That's why in 1 hour. I ate my lunch during the remote workshop in like 30 minutes. I was like, what do I do now? So I took a nap for 30 minutes and it felt so nice. And like, everything about the remote workshop, every single thing was better than the in real life workshop. Like, every single thing. I would pick a remote workshop over, like, I think also the attendees thought the same, because like in real life, somebody's standing like very far away. Oh, also one more thing. I have a newsletter here. So soon I'm launching like an online course, platform, workshop thing, whatever. It's going to be cool. If you're interested in this, just go and subscribe here so I can keep babbling with the rant. A lot of people were actually looking at me like they're not looking at me. So probably like at least 10% of the people were having Netflix on the side or something while they were listening to me babble. I don't care. Another benefit of a remote workshop is when you say, hey everyone, I'm gonna take a 5-minute break, which means I've been talking for the last hour. I need my mouth to be shut for 5 minutes. In real life, you know what happens? You're like, okay, guys, I'm just gonna eat my lunch over here. We can go with questions after lunch. Just as you're about to like take a bite of a tuna sandwich or whatever, somebody's coming with a laptop. Hey, can I ask you a question? And me being polite. In real life, I'm not like this, okay? I'm a polite person. I'm like, sure, man. I just put my sandwich on the side. I'm like, motherfucker, my sandwich gonna get cold because of you. God damn it. Like, every time. You cannot not think that, okay? Somebody's interrupting you with lunch. You're not gonna be a peachy person. Be like, yeah, sure, man. Of course, man. I don't mind it, man. No, you mind it. Like, in a remote workshop, I would just switch to a scene on OBS. I would be like, hey, I'm taking a 5-minute break. Bye. And I would browse Twitter here, okay? So that means I want to shut up for 5 minutes. I want to take a break. Hot tuna sandwich. Bad idea? Yeah, but you got my point, Boxroom. Like, come on. Other benefits of remote workshops. Like, I had a separate monitor set up here with all of the faces. So I didn't feel... React Academy is kind of your consultancy agency. It's like the name that I gave to my workshops. So yeah, a lot of people think that it's a company and these people are the trainers. It's not. Like, I mean, it is a company, but it's only me running it, me being a trainer and me doing everything. So when you scroll down, it's like meet the trainer and it's only your boy, okay? It's only me. So when someone emails me, they're like, hey, React Academy, we would like a React training, but we are asking specifically for the trainer Kitse. And I'm like, yeah, we're gonna get you Kitse, don't worry. You're gonna get Kitse. Like, there's a 100% chance that of all the trainers that we have, which is 1, you're gonna get Kitse, so don't worry. How do you run them remotely? What platform did you use? So the first time I made the remote workshop, the first day actually, because I did three different days. I did it with Zoom, and I did it right here on the MacBook, which is like the latest one with i9 and all of that shit. And it was struggling so hard. Like 20 people turned on their cameras. So you can imagine the CPU, the bandwidth, the network, like everything is struggling constantly. And like I couldn't code because everything was super slow. So I'm like, fuck this. This is way too hard. Like I was typing a letter and it would appear 4 seconds later because Zoom was absolutely destroying my computer. So for the second day, I just did this thing. So on a second computer on Windows, I ran the Zoom call with OBS and everything. From OBS, I was sharing my screen with them on Zoom. So just so I can control everything from OBS. So I was like, hey everyone, lunch break. I could just do this. I could just switch a scene and it would say like lunch break or 5-minute break or whatever. So I had my microphone muted on Zoom. I had my camera hidden on Zoom. So everything that you would see right now would be actually just casted into Zoom. And I think that's like super smart idea. Hey Swiss, how's it going? I'm going to call you Swiss. I don't know how to pronounce your name. It's SSY1SS. That's very hard to pronounce. Did you try to make a Discord and live streaming there in channel? No. So we were using Zoom. We were using a Zoom call. People were asking all the questions in Zoom. We were using the Zoom functionality for thumbs up, thumbs down, all of that shit. I was like, hey, does anyone need a break? Or are you done with the exercises? And I would just answer on Zoom. Bam, 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 bam. I would see the answers. That's it. So yeah, for me, I didn't miss on, oh, fuck this song. This is my first vlog song. Fuck that. I cannot hear this shit. I hate it. Okay. I didn't feel like I was missing something from real life, to be honest, because as I said, I had all the faces right here on a different monitor. Not everyone wanted to turn the camera. Even if they did for the first 15-20 minutes, then someone was like, oh, fuck it. Maybe I want to pick my nose or whatever. I'm going to turn off the camera. So I was just staring at 6-7 people. It was still cool to see at least some of the reactions. Like you make a dumb jQuery or Redux joke and you see at least 2 people going like, you know, that smile when no one is like not laughing, but at least some air is coming through the nose like, that was lame but funny. That interaction is better than staring and no people at all. Another thing that comes up in remote workshops is people need your question. People need your help with things. So they're like, hey, can you help me with something? So what I would do is on a separate monitor here, I had a separate link with another chat. So it wasn't Zoom chat. It was something else. It was Whereby. I'm using Whereby. And I was like, if anyone wants me to help them with their exercises, just jump to this link. I'm gonna go away on Zoom and I'm gonna help you. And that worked actually well. So people are like, hey, I need your help. And I would be like, okay, Zoom channel, be right back. So people on Zoom would see like, be right back. And I would talk to the other person privately. So we kind of replicated that like in real life experience without, like in real life, it's super silent in the room. And someone's be like, hey, sir, hey, Kitse, can I ask you a question? Why? And then like, no matter how silent you are, everyone's gonna hear your question, and sometimes they're like beginners and they think that the question is stupid. There's no such thing as stupid question, but no matter how silently you say it, hey, so why I cannot extend 2 classes in React? And you can see 2 people like, and it's always awkward. In a remote workshop, someone would just jump to the Whereby channel without the other people knowing that I'm helping them. So people didn't know who I was helping. And it was like, anyway, TLDR of this, unless you have some opposing points, remote workshops freaking rock. So I didn't have, like, I have a stable internet connection. As you can see, the streams are finally smooth. There's no frame drops, whatever. And I think this streaming thing actually prepared me for remote workshops. So it went super well. Unless you have any final question regarding the remote workshop, I'm going to make a video soon. I'm going to make a tutorial, blog post, whatever about remote workshops. So you're going to see it soon. Thank you for following. We're going to move on finally to web development. So I'm sorry that I lost so many people. They're like, what is this guy babbling about? This is not about web dev. It's about promoting his own shit. So unless you have any questions about the remote workshop or whatever, we're going to move on and actually see what happened in Webdev, which actually you were supposed to tell me what happened in Webdev, motherfuckers. Somebody is sending this freaking link like 2 times or 3 times. What the fuck is that thing? I guess it wouldn't be all possible without a second streaming PC. You would have to have like a super powerful computer to run streaming and actually work on, let me like my own post. There you go. Like, I'm gonna paste this in the chat. So everything that you want to send me that happened, just put it here. Okay. So the Paul McBride. Yeah. You would have to have like, I have an i9 here and Zoom completely melted the i9. And it was the first day where like 25 people in the workshop and only like 10, 15 of them had cameras. In the latest workshop, I had around 30, 35 people. And if every single person turned on the camera, I wouldn't be able to use this computer. So yeah, I would advise you to have a separate, there goes my voice. I cannot talk anymore. Let me sip this coffee. Okay. Yeah, a second computer is a good idea. So you can reply with your links here. Everything that you want me to read at the end of this stream, just click here, go and reply to this tweet, and I'm gonna read them at the end of the stream. Let me close this cold turkey. Let me close React Academy. Let me close Twizzle. Let me see what is this by Andrew Luca without actually showing what is this thing. And from Samuel, like React. Oh, come on, that's funny. That's funny. And just to defend myself there, this was during the 1 hour lunch break, which would have been a break anyway. So yeah, I didn't took it. Just imagine taking it in the middle where they're doing exercises. So you do the exercises, I'm gonna have a nap. Okay, no, that didn't happen. What coffee are you drinking? Just black coffee, no sugar, no milk. I have another strong opinion about coffee. Okay, if you're putting anything in your coffee, it's not coffee anymore, it's cake. People are like, yep, 2 packets of sugar, yeah, that much milk. No, more milk. Cream? Yep. Hazelnuts? Yeah, put a couple of hazelnuts on top. That's a fucking cake. At that point, just go ahead and eat a cake. So I have my coffee just like I have my terminal. No, okay, like, I don't know. Alrighty, let's see what happened in Java. Like, I haven't actually visited any of these links this week. Chris G says, cake doesn't wake me up. Yeah, that's a good point. Alright, let's see what happened in JavaScript this week. And actually, I decided that we're gonna go only for the informative things, okay? We're not gonna read 5 front-end interview coding challenges. Fuck that. We're reading only informative things. Puppeteer supports Firefox out of the box. Didn't it? Oh yeah, it was Chrome only. It can now fetch a Firefox nightly binary for you via Puppeteer product Firefox. That's dope. Nice. Does it support Edge maybe? I don't know. But that's good news. Alright, more automation, more testing. Yeah, I actually hate the terminal, so I don't know why I said that. Anyway, Crank.js, an alternative React.js with built-in support for promises and generator functions for state. An alternative to the library that I'm using. How? First of all, how dare you? Second of all, let's check it out. What is this Crank.js? Crank.js, man. Write JSX-driven components with functions promise. Oh my god, this is gonna be... Oh, honey. Why? Every readme in the world. All right. What is playwright? What is playwright? A person who writes... Wait, what? Oh, Microsoft. No library. Wait, Microsoft has an alternative to Puppeteer? I didn't know this. The more you know. Like, I'm going to put this in the notes for this. Oh, by the way, I have to... I forgot to mention this. Like, I don't have a better way of sharing this information for now. So if you want to know what happened in the latest episode and see all the notes, and you don't want to watch me actually talk for 1 hour, you can just subscribe to this repo. And I'm gonna post all, like, this is what an episode looks like. You're gonna see all the links that we find. So yeah, anyway, I'm gonna put this in my notes for this week. Notice, and let's put it for this week. There you go. Cool. I didn't know that that's a thing. Chromium, Firefox, and WebKit with a single API. That's fucking sweet. Amazing. Let's see this Crank.js. Like, every library should start with why. Okay, it should start with why do you exist. Isn't it the same team that started Puppeteer? I have no idea. What do you think about Svelte? I don't think about Svelte a lot. I like JSX. Okay, let's see how does this shit work. Renderer.render. So it still works with JSX. What is the difference? Create element. A stateful component. Set interval. Oh, honey, I like this because it seems like mutable. Look, you put seconds 0. You do seconds plus plus on it right away. No set states, no bullshit, no reducers. What? While true. Okay, this is weird. Just imagine describing this to beginners, okay? Just imagine telling a beginner that we have a try, while, and finally inside of a function. But it seems interesting. A sync component. Oh, you can just do a wait. What the you just do a wait right in the component. How would effects work here? It's mutable. Puppeteer also works with Firefox now, for example, which is weird. Vovko code says 2x cringe. Do you think the library is cringe? Don't you like the RAL? Or do you think the stream is cringe? Because if you think the stream is cringe, there's a button called exit where you can click it and leave it. So Sigmofo says it's mutable and it's only one instance. It doesn't re-render but yield. Ah, that's interesting. I don't know if I would ever use it, but... Alright, so you put the await right there, but how would side effects work? Like, I got so used to use effect that now my brain is rewired to using use effect. So something like this would be, so you just write straight line of code. This seems interesting. Like, I'm not a person who's using React and it says, yo, bro, hear me out, bro. Like, React, bro, is the best, bro. Like, I would switch from React. I would just dump React Academy in an instant as soon as a better thingy pops out. Like, I think React has way too many faults. But there's one thing that's keeping me using React is JSX. As soon as someone reinvents something that's using JSX and something else, I'm sold. Like, just don't make me use templates. Don't make me use templates, and I would just instantly switch from React. So many things that React does wrong. Like, if I started a stream on this, it's gonna be like 4 hours. So fuck that. I'm gonna put Crank in the links for the week in case you wanna be a hipster and write React like this way. That's fucking cool. Promises and generators. Congratulations on the real. Oh, this is Dan Agronoff. Congratulations on the release. I definitely see where you're coming from. Oh my god. A blog post regarding this. Nope. What was your motivation in making this? Didn't you read the README? Their motivation of making this is the way the React works. It sucks if you ask them. Did you see that React has... Wait. I think Nick Graff, Twitter, React. Oh god, how would I find this without actually going to Twitter? Like, I don't want to go to Twitter. Okay? But Nick doesn't tweak that. Oh, I think it's this. Oh my god. Oh my god, that was creepy. Holy shit. I just said Nick Graff, Twitter, React, and the second thing that pops up is the tweet that I wanted. What? Wait, what? This is super cool. I don't know if we covered this last week, but this is happening. React.block. So they're making something like a mix between a component and some data requirements with suspense for that component in block. That's interesting. Anyway, if you're not following Nick, you should definitely go ahead and follow Nick. His username is Nick Graff. I'm gonna put this. He was digging in the source code. Just imagine having that level of quarantine boredom. We're like, you know what? I'm gonna dig right there. Actually, it wasn't the source code. It was some issue or some tests. Yeah, it was the source code. Like, Nick got that bored that he went into the tests, or maybe he was observing the commits or whatever, and found this like react.block. Where's that shit? React.block. There it is. Block equals react.block. And then how do you use it? Block user and oh god, this is gonna be awkward, and I would have to redo my entire freaking workshop for this thing. But yeah, let's see what happens. Personally, I'm against learning all of these things before they're actually stable and teaching them. Like, I did that thing for hooks and I regret it. So I'm not gonna do that thing for suspense, even though there's a lot of shit going on for suspense. I would appreciate it if you plug these links. Safari now supports enter key hint. I always like it when the enter key gives me more context. Yeah, that's cool. But I would appreciate it if people who have Twitter, if you... Crank.js happened. Okay, somebody... Oh, thank you, Robin. So thank you for posting it here. Because it's going to bring a bit of more engagement and people are going to find out, oh, people are actually watching something. Okay, cool. So if you can post it on Twitter, that's better. Safari supports on key, down, enter, whatever. We released Vue 3.0.0 beta. Here's an official overview. Okay, are people mad? That's the only thing I'm interested. People say, very nice, congrats, beta, for real. Beta already. Wow, that's a super nice feed. Oh, this is a presentation. All right, everyone. Mike Shaving, yo, author of Crank.js here. I'm already a follower. Thank you. Thank you. If you have any questions, let me know. I don't have any questions and I don't have any special thoughts, except like, personally, I hate to use generators and I never found a good use case for them. So when I saw Redux Saga, I was like, nah, was it Redux Saga? I think Redux Saga is using generators, or Redux Observe. Like, I have no idea. So in MobX State Tree, you still have to use yield, and that's one of my least favorite syntaxes for anything. So you cannot do await. You have to use yield with flow, with generator functions. So personally, I'm just not a fan of them. But I guess people who are big fans of this syntax would be super excited about Crank. So yeah, good luck with that. Currently kind of busy writing emails, but I'm listening to your voice. All right, cool. Thanks for watching this. Vue 3.0 beta 1. Let's hope it doesn't go like Prisma 1.6.3 beta 47. Oh, one thing regarding my Prisma stream. I don't know if you watched that, but that was a supernatural reaction, and I fucking had it with Prisma. You probably saw it. You're like, duh, kids, we know. Like, I was at a point like, fuck this. But, however, the team from Prisma, the customer support they're doing, like, I get it. I have a lot of followers. Whatever shit I say, they're gonna be like, oh, fuck, now people are gonna think we suck. And I get it that the amount of... But they were always super friendly to everyone, not just me. So for me, it could be like, okay, I said a shit about Prisma to a lot of followers. They want to correct that. However, I think that even if I had like 0 followers, they're like that with every single customer. So the level of customer support they're doing and the level of patience that they had, first of all, with me, it's insane. So I don't have anything. We actually have set up a stream before that thing happens with Johannes from Prisma. We're going to do it in 2 weeks on Twitch. So if you're not subscribed, subscribe. We're going to actually talk about the future of Prisma, of Nexus, the present, and so on, their plans, if we can actually trust their plans. We'll see. We actually have a stream with them. What happened after the stream ended about Prisma 2? Someone from the Prisma team sent me my schema, but updated to the latest version. And I'm like, if someone came right now on stream or where is it and said shit about Sizzy as much as I said shit about Prisma, like, fuck off, okay? Like, I'm not gonna, like, when people are polite, they're like, hey man, we're using Sizzy and we want you to add this and that. I'm like, no problem, we're gonna do it, we're gonna prioritize it. If someone says shit about Sizzy, for me to go to them and be the bigger man and be like, hey man, I get it, and so on, it's not happening. So I have nothing but massive respect for the people of Prisma. They sent me a corrected version of my schema. They actually discussed a lot of shit with me on Slack. So they had their patience with me, although I said a lot of shit. So we're gonna do a stream with them, and I may actually change my mind for that one project to continue to finish it with Prisma, because I don't want to put the same time in just doing it with another technology. So anyway, just subscribe if you want to watch the Prisma discussion with Johannes. Let me see what... Yeah, they were always super helpful. Their Slack is awesome. Even back in the day when they have GraphQL, they are super helpful. Doesn't change the fact that they're changing their mind every week, okay? Super helpful, changing their mind. Find the middle. Collection of fast and lazy operations. What is this? Working with methods like map, filter, and reduce is nice. However, they create new arrays and everything is eagerly done before going to the next step. That's under the hood, we use iterators and async functions. Your data flows like a stream to have the optimal speed. Question: how is this different from that Lodash method that allows you to do this, Robin? Oh, you write it based on iterators, but you don't have to. I don't want to tweet it because I'm gonna get shit. What do you mean you don't want to tweet it? If you made something, tweet it. Like, who's preventing you from tweeting something cool? I'm gonna tweet it. That's gonna be the first tweet when I come back from my Twitter break. Cool, definitely going to watch that. All right, I'm gonna add this to the notes of this week. Thanks for sharing that. State of Vue. Let's see what happened with Vue. We're gonna watch a presentation. I'm not opposed to any framework. All right, maybe they added JSX. They didn't, but let's see what happened. What this means: all planned RFC merged and implemented. Focus is now on highlights, performance, tree shaking. Trees are shaking in the forest because Vue is gonna be out soon. Composition API, fragment, teleport, suspense, better TypeScript support, custom renderer API. Okay, I'm just interested. What did you motherfuckers steal from React? All the other stuff, Vue people will be excited about this. I'm actually going to add this in the notes because it's a thing that didn't happen in Webdev. But I'm just interested. What did they actually... Sick mofo. They always had JSX. Wait, what? Vue has JSX out of the box? Are you shitting me? No, that's bullshit. Vue doesn't have JSX, okay? Where do you see GSX? Like, if that happens, my life is a lie. No fucking way. It still has to be GSX, but with their weird syntax, right? It cannot be... Oh, wait. What? Vue has literally everything. Vue has GSX... Wait. What is going on right now? Like, this is the face of a man whose world is getting shattered right in front of his eyes. Where's that example? Like, there goes my argument about why I don't like Vue. Now I have to check this out. You know what? Maybe I'll set up a stream. I have, like, my calendar right now is booked with people who want to do the Friday stream with me. But eventually, once this Vue 3 thing is out, I'm going to have a stream with someone from the Vue team or someone who's working on Vue. And I'm going to try that. If it's with JSX, I'm down. They now have Vue hooks that run on setup. So there is no, you cannot call hook conditionally and no dependency. Oh, with Evan U, never happening. Never happened. Like, I'm gonna start a stream with people who don't hate me on Twitter. There's some people who are done with me on Twitter, or like they're like, I followed you, unfollowed you, followed you, unfollowed you. Kids say you're just too much for me. They're like, bam, done with you. But they're still, I have a lot of friends from the Vue community, so I'm gonna set up a stream with some of them. You can't call hooks conditionally and no dependency arrays. Just make the fucking hook and call it. Sick mofo. That's sick, actually. So as I said, React has a lot of flaws. I'm open to using something else as long as that something else thing is using JSX. I'm not going to use that ugly $, hashtag, syntax, whatever. Okay, everyone, that was a short presentation where I talked over the slides for Vue.js. If you want to check it out, it's going to be in the notes for this week. They have on mount and whatever you call them in setup. Hey man, that doesn't make sense. We have to use use effect, okay? I'm going to check it out. In one of the streams soon, I'm going to check. So someone says, any fans of JavaScript on hardware? No, just we have enough with it on the web. Don't put it everywhere. Don't put it on the moon. Don't put it in satellites. Just don't. Let's stick it for the web, okay? When we fuck up something, a landing page doesn't work. As soon as you put it in hardware, you put it in a medical device, you put it in some ventilator, pump medical thing, you fuck up the set timeout and someone is like, oh fuck, we had a set timeout of 100 there instead of 1000. So just don't put it on hardware, all right? At least put TypeScript. Come on. What's new in ECMAScript? We already saw that. Simpsons hit and run API. What? Okay, not important. We're gonna keep it about now. That's what I'm talking about. I just wanted to say we're gonna talk about useful things, and there it is, jQuery 3.5.0 released. And the blog design is this. Like, this brings me back to my college days where I was sitting in a room eating cereal, watching jQuery tutorials on. Who remembers this shit? I don't think that it exists anymore. I think someone bought it. Yeah. Plural, come on, kids, I say it. Plural site bought this thing. Do you remember this dude? I think he's doing Vue now. What was his name? Greg Polak or something? These were the fucking days, man. You sit down, you're preparing for your web dev career, learning jQuery 3 point whatever. Why are they releasing updates for this thing? Like, because 70% of the web is using it, maybe. But what is new here? Is this a competition to Vue 3.0? I don't know. Okay, anyway, 3.0 is released. That's important. I'm gonna put it in the notes here. Let's move on. The algebra, nobody cares. WebStorm has been released. I actually talked about it in a different stream. This is an epic update. I don't wanna endorse paid things that don't wanna sponsor me about me endorsing them. So yeah, not happening. WebStorm is released. That's it. I'm not telling you more about it. I like it. It's great. Somebody says he is the Vue mastery guy, one of the main Vue school things online. Yeah. Hegel, an advanced static type checker for JavaScript. Why? Oh, is this no runtime type errors? Hegel attempts to prevent runtime type errors with strong type. Is this like TypeScript for hipsters? Maybe. Okay, I'm gonna put it in the notes. It might be important for people who are like, I've had it with TypeScript, I'm gonna use something else. That reminds me, I use WebStorm and sometimes it gets laggy when I've noticed it's using too much memory. Did you know that you can tell WebStorm to clean garbage with a simple mouse click? Well, if WebStorm cleans garbage, it's gonna clean most of my code. Ayo! No, I don't know about that, so just tell me where to click that button and thank you. I ported the Microsoft Calculator engine to the web to run in browsers. Okay, cool. Cool project, cool idea. Instead of building something for COVID, you're like, you know what? I'm gonna build the Microsoft Calculator, put it on Heroku. So good for you. All right, might be interesting for someone. Put it in the notes. All right. What do we have? Just install 64 gigs of RAM. I have Cohen. That's the irony. I have 64 gigs of RAM, and WebStorm is managing to make the computer laggy. So nope. This is how Vue 3 composition API will look like. You know, I like this stream because you're finally active in the chat and you're sending me links. This is what it's supposed to be about. You're sending me links, I open them, we read them together. That's it. Reactivity with different trade-offs. Oh, Jesus. Let's see, baby. Count equals ref0 plus 1 equals computed count.value plus 1. Why do you have to put computed over it? Watch is plus 1 value, function increment count.value. Transparent runtime reactivity tracking. I'm a sucker for this thing. So if you don't know, I'm a MobX user. I'm a MobX State Tree user. I'm a huge fan of Mutable. Whoever is still talking about immutability in 2019, 20, actually, like seriously. And actually the React team, they're such fans of this. Everything has to be pure, man. And everything has to be a reducer, man. And we have like, fuck that. Have you seen like this thing use local store? Like, let me just show you this thing, okay? MobX with React, because a lot of people think that like React is just this thing. Like, look at this. If this doesn't make sense, fuck off. Seriously, okay? There's no decorators. There's no observers. There's no, shady, hacky things in here. It's just state management, just like God intended it to be. So when God created the earth, like on the 8th day, you don't know this story, okay? He finished with earth. He's like, okay, I'm done. Create a bunch of idiots and so on. But what am I going to do now on the 8th day? Instead of fixing those idiots, he was like, I'm gonna invent state management. And he was like, you know what? When you want to change a to-do to done, you just say that to-do.done equals to not to-do done. And then on the 9th day, Satan came in and he was like, you know what? How about immutability with immutable.js and a reducer, bro? And that's how the world went down to shit. That's what happened. Look at this thing. Fucking beautiful. So I am fan of this view, transparent reactivity, and I am fan of Svelte's. You say you want to increase a count? It's count plus one. It's not use state, pure reducer, memo, tracker, whatever, plus one. It's fucking annoying. It's like they took everything that was bad about Redux and sagas and whatever, and they like sneakily shoved it into regular. It was supposed to be that way. So, nah. I don't get what is new here in Vue because I haven't used Vue, but cool. Let me not miss your comments here. Compile time css-in-js. So wait, let's focus on the Vue thing. I'm gonna check that out. You ever try Vim instead of web trash? With plugins you can make it like Adam Fallon. Is this your first time joining one of my streams? I don't want to see the terminal ever again. And yes, I know that VS Code has Vim mode or whatever. Wrong stream. I'm gonna cut it there. Wrong stream. Nope. You need immutability from concurrent mode. Let's see if that will be worth it sometime. Andreas, I get it. I get the point. But how many people have to suffer through this way of increasing a counter until we get to concurrent mode and suspense? The one good thing they did about the suspense is choosing the name. Okay? They chose the right... Whoever came up with that name, they're a genius. They're like, let's call it suspense. Let's not release it in the next... Let's not release it in the next 4 years. And someone was like... Someone who didn't pay attention in the back of that meeting room was like, why suspense? And this person snickered to keep them in suspense. And that's what happened. Like 3 years later, there's nothing. And I have to write increasing a counter with 7 lines of code because one day we're going to have concurrent mode. Okay. The only thing that doesn't look nice is the $sign everywhere. Yeah. All right. Let's move on. Let's move on. I'm going to put that Vue thing in your in the show notes. Again, if you're just joining, if you're like, Kitze, where are the show notes? The show notes are on github.com/kitze/twivdev. You can find all of the notes for all the episodes. Soon, one day, this is going to have a nice website. For now, it doesn't. Let's see here. Compile. The CSS-in-js authoring experience we love without the runtime cost. Really? Compile CSS-in-js. I also saw, before I wrapped up my Twitter break, I saw Christian Alfoni, GitHub, tweeting that they're renaming Classy UI to what the fuck did they call it now? Stitches, the tiny configurable CSS-in-js library. So let me see the chat. The kid saying the new view, the compiler now looks at your markup and hosts nodes that don't have anything dynamic in them. So when the VDOM diffs, only diffs elements that have dynamic values in them. Oh my god! So basically, Vue. Let's go back to Vue, okay? Let's make this about Vue, not Vue, but Vue. They're basically baking in, if I understand that right, sick mofo, they're baking in like a version, a Mobixy version, but in the framework. Am I right? So it's more like what's in Svelte and Mobix, but it goes inside of Vue. Like, correct me if I'm wrong. Okay, like maybe I'm just a moron here. Don't put it. It's an old tweet, Samuel said. Okay, I'm gonna not put, like, I didn't see the date of the... I think I've seen this tweet at some point. Just I thought it was new because, as I said, I don't know anything. Vue is Ableton Live and React is literally Cubase or Reason left in the dust years ago. Okay, yeah, totally, yeah, it's totally like that. What I love about React is only that you can combine it with Mobix and Mobix State Tree. If I was supposed to write React with useState and all the other bullshit hooks like useReducer, I wouldn't use it. So the last thing they got me for is JSX. But if these other people, like if these other frameworks have JSX and built-in reactivity, fuck it. I'm ditching React Academy. I'm gonna make Vue Academy or whatever the fuck as soon as I have JSX and reactivity and mutability. Because all the other immutable crap, I don't believe in that shit. Kids say, how much time do you allocate to open source? Oh, I'm gonna show you an example. How much time I allocate to open source. What was that repo? Styled mixins? Yeah, do you see the README here? It's empty. And until recently, for layout styled components, the README said whatever. style components. The README said whatever until someone actually listened to me and wrote a README for me. I was waiting for people to write a README for my own library. And there's a potential security vulnerability. Like, I would love to spend time on open source. I would love to have a day, but I just have that many days in the week. So I'm devoting Friday to the vlog, which you can go and subscribe right here below my hand. There's going to be a new vlog tomorrow. So I'm devoting one day to that. The rest of the days I'm devoting to CZ. But what we're going to do soon in CZ is we're going to transition CZ to Chakra UI. And we're going to transition the app to Chakra UI. We're going to transition the landing page and everything else to Chakra UI. So we're going to try to have an open source day where everything that we're sharing across our repos internally, we're going to publish it in an organization, hopefully soon. Because first of all, I need it for us, basically, to share it in my projects, in the projects in CZ. Second, it would be nice to have dedicated time to open source. You have to have the biggest Stockholm syndrome to manually dot the Drew says dependencies during memorization. Seriously, I cannot agree with you more. Like, you know, oh, fuck me. Like, why are we going in this discussion? Why are we going in the React bad discussion? Like, this shit, where is it? No, the memo shit, basically. This is poor man's MobX, okay? Where's the React memo? Where's the doc? Like, I don't fucking know, but it reminds me of the connect function of Redux, where you're like, hey, component, I want to connect to the store. And in MobX, that's it. You're just like, I want to connect any component to the store, period. And then I read whatever I want from the store, wherever it is, in whatever structure, object, array, string, int, whatever. And MobX magically re-renders my component. Ta-da! I love that way of thinking. The opposed way, like, when I was writing Redux, correct me if I'm wrong nowadays, but I don't think so. With Redux, you have to say, I want to connect this component to the store, and I want to get this from the store, I want to get that from the store, I want to get that from the store, which is a pain in the ass. Same thing for useEffect, same thing for React Memo. Like, you have to, it's like babysitting the DOM, basically. And it makes the name React ironic, or whatever you call it. Because it should react, right? It should react whenever I change something in the global store. It doesn't unless you specify it. It's a huge pain in the ass. What is going on? Every time I mention MobX, people tell me about suspense. The Drew, I know, it's the same. And it's painful to watch, like, most of the web dev community. It's just painful to watch them struggling with this pure... Whoever come up with that shit, we kind of know who kind of came up with most of those blog posts and stuff that people started believing, right? Like, set us back few years. Vue was good 5 years ago, not like it become all suddenly good. All right, let me see the discussion here. I've been writing React daily for 4 years, and I'm so loving the new Vue. Ooh, all right, we have some like, are most of the people after the stream gonna transition to Vue? We're gonna see later for the meme section. Okay, I'm gonna copy that somewhere. Meme section. Alrighty. Alright, the composition API is really great. People doing only counter tutorials. Yeah, like, any framework can be good if I show you a counter tutorial. Alright, like, in my workshop, I fucking hate it when in my workshop there are game developers. Like, you're doing a React workshop and someone's like, hey, I'm coming from game development, and I'm like, oh fuck. Like, there's a person who knows how to work with, like, 3D worlds in Unity and making physics and rules and AI, and then for 8 hours in my workshop they have to listen to me about increasing and decreasing a counter. It's painful. So yeah, the newest thing coming to Vue 3 is the composition API. It will support hooks like React does. That's amazing. Makes Vue apps more composable. Vue copied that from React. I don't care if Vue copied something from React. If they copied good parts from React and they add more good parts, I don't give a shit. I'm gonna transition. So essentially, I would love to set up a Vue stream with some expert. They don't realize it's better. Look, the Drew, I don't want to name names, and I think that Kent is an overall nice guy. I mean, everyone can show fake personality online and so on, but I've met Kent in person, and Kent is like one of the nicest people you're ever gonna meet. However, you should take all the advice that you get from content creators, including me, okay? I have some bullshit in my workshop, okay? I have to fill it up with some material. Every content creator that does content online, like, take everything that they're saying with a grain of salt, because eventually they want to plug in their own thing. Like, I would never do that in my life. Like, I would never plug in one of the things that I did in the middle of another thing that do you get it? Get it? Because I'm just plugging in. No, but like, I'm never giving out advice. Hey, man, like responsive design and this and that. Like, fuck all of that. When it's like super honest, when it's like, hey, and I like when I say this, I literally mean it. That CZ can save you so much fucking time. That I think one day I'm gonna get so pissed off, I'm gonna make it free just to prove my point. And when all of you who are not using CZ are gonna finally start using it, I'm like, there, I told you 2 years ago, it was $5. All right. So, but back to the point. There's a lot of content creators. They're gonna keep babbling about, I don't know, immutability or babutability or Redux or whatever, just because they have a course on it. So I have that actually in one of my songs, which you probably haven't listened. I'm gonna plug that in here. I don't care. Actually, this song didn't get as much as attention as I wanted it to get, all right? So I'm gonna plug it here. You can listen to it later. Where are the fuck old school developers? So I'm gonna paste it here. I'm gonna paste it also in the notes. Hopefully a lot of people will find this. And actually I have a verse here where I'm mentioning that a lot of people are against CSS-in-js and against style components and all of that shit. Do you know why they're against it? Because they wrote a book about it 5 years ago. They were like, best practices with Sass and BEM. And then they did a world tour with workshops. You kind of know who am I talking about here, who's talking about all of these technologies, because they're selling. You cannot even imagine how much money these people are making, and they're just gonna stick to their thing, whether it's right or wrong. I have attended some of those workshops. I'm not gonna name who am I talking about. I have attended some of those workshops. I have confronted them on their beliefs about, I don't know, CSS-in-js, whatever. They have the most political answers ready. Hey, so what do you think of style components, which literally solves all of the problems that you're doing here in the workshop? And they're like, they're gonna take the, I don't know, Trump approach or some fucking bullshit that doesn't have anything to do with anything. They're gonna be like, what I think about style components is it was created by Max Stoiber, and Max lives in Vienna, so I don't think that Vienna is the right place for creating open source. So yeah, let's keep going on. Let's focus on the workshop, everybody. We don't want to discuss something that literally makes my workshop useless. So yeah, people who make these courses and workshops, they're gonna, all right, let me see the chat. Unlike many other content creators, you're actually working on projects and just not simple as counter to-do list apps. Exactly. I would, like, I don't have it in me. Like, trust me, if I was only running for money, I would completely live a different online life. All right? Like, like, my brain is so tuned to problem solving that money is actually, sadly, the last thing that comes on my mind. But when it comes, it's like, oh, cool, now it's there. It's great. I'm not saying that money is bad. I wrote an article about this. But there's so many people that do it the other way around, and I think that's what hurts the community. You're like, hey, this guy made a book. They made a book just to, I don't know. Like, it's fine to make a book while something is relevant. You're like sharing the knowledge. People are paying you. But to keep believing in that shit, like 4 years later, just so you can keep selling the book, like, fuck that. That's fucking bullshit. Let me see. What did you send in the chat? Reactivity. I'm not saying that these people don't know what they're talking about. A lot of them know exactly what they're talking about. A lot of them exactly know how good is CSS-in-js or how bad is doing test-driven development or whatever. Like, they know exactly how things should be, but they have to crank up their personality online just so they can actually sell you the thing that they're selling, whatever it is, a course, an in-person workshop, an app, whatever it is. So Celtic says, just tried out Chakra in a new app. It feels so nice and organized so far. Do you use emotion styles for styling that Chakra can do? Celtic, I have written, like, after I started using Chakra, I've written like one custom CSS-in-js component, and I love it. I would never go back for a new project. I would never go back to writing my own components and shit. Like, Chakra is for the win. It's like books to don't use PHP. PHP is awesome. Comment me, bros. I would actually agree with you. PHP is awesome. And I always have this example. You know this? Nomadlist.com. It was made by Peter Levels. He's sometimes here in the chat. It's using PHP without a framework, as far as I know, unless he refactored it with a framework. So for the longest time, this was using PHP without a framework with jQuery. And last time I saw him tweeting about the money that he makes was around $80,000 per month. So if you want to feel good about yourself writing sagas or whatever the fuck you do, PHP and jQuery, baby, 80,000. Did you not hear the number? 80,000 $80,000 per month, not per year, per month with jQuery and vanilla PHP. You don't know how many times Peter levels. Oh, he actually has the stats. Let's see if that's true or not. Is being a Twitter star means you're a great developer. That's the biggest bullshit ever, Moan. That's the biggest bullshit ever. How much is he making now per month? Daily revenue, monthly revenue, read it. Okay, now he's making oh, poor guy. Now he made like 39 and so on. Let's see in the peak 39, 40 around. And right now this is in the middle of the month, I guess. So let's see he's making between 35 and $40,000 per month with PHP and jQuery. So don't bash on technology when it doesn't matter. Poor guy is missing. Oh, he's missing out on Vue 3 and sagas. He doesn't give a shit. He's like wiping his serious money. Yeah. Tell me more about Vue, right? All right. I actually like the direction that the stream is taking, because like Reddit and everything else should be the last measure in this stream. Like when I run out of things that you send me, then I should open Reddit and shit. That's how it should work. But now, because you're not sending me shit, read the second half of the sentence. Which sentence? Yeah, I know. I got that it's sarcasm. I got it. I read it actually. I can read fast, okay? Don't try to insult me. All right, what do we have next on the... which is the most popular, frontend or Webdev? I think Webdev has more. So we can stop visiting frontend. We can just go straight to Webdev. Let's see what is up this week in Webdev. Get it? Like in the movie when they mentioned the name of the movie. What was it called? Crazy Hot Tub Time Machine, whatever it was called. Hot Tub Time Machine, yeah. The moment when they said, it's like a hot tub time machine, you went like... Right? So I said it, this week in Webdev, there you go. You can do that Leonardo DiCaprio meme, you're like... He doesn't need to care about SSR rendering and bugs and shit. I still feel SSR-in-js is harder than run PHP server. The latest version of Next.js is basically PHP for JavaScript developers. You can quote me on that one, okay? Like, finally, JavaScript and React developers are excited about shit that was in... Like, let me see if this microphone on the correct side. Yeah, it is. It sounds weird. Like, finally, we feel like we can do PHP types of things. You can actually host PHP with Zeit now, I think. Yeah, you can host anything on Zeit. Like, you can take a cup of coffee, and they have probably an integration for hosting a cup of coffee. I made a progressive web app that lets you generate matching themes for your editor IDE, terminal, Slack, and... Okay, I quit. Okay, I quit web development. All right, see you. It was nice to know you. Bye, everyone. Is this written in the terminal? Is this a UI written in the terminal? I'm gonna shoot myself right now on stream. So if you're sensitive... Wait, is this an app? Please tell me it's an app. Please tell me this is written with UI and it's not written with some Vim React. No, this is UI. This must be UI. I think this is a UI. This is a UI. Okay, I got excited there for a second. I was like, if people start building this kind of shit for the terminal, I quit. Okay? It's a web app. Oh god, that's a relief. That's a fucking relief. It's a web app. Thanks God. Okay, at this point, you might as well use this. Whatever. Dark variant, light variant. Okay, it's an app. Jesus Christ. I thought, like, if they're making this kind of layout, why do it in the terminal? All right, so I'm going to put this. I'm going to put this in the notes. It deserves to be in the notes. I know, no matter how much I talk, no matter how many tools I release, there's some of you that are going to stick to your terminal and Vim and whatever. You might as well make it look nice. Okay, so there you go. Have it. It's going to be in the notes. I made a web app geared towards runners that let you create Spotify playlists at specific tempos. Oh, I would love this. Oh, I will. What? I want to pay you for this. Like, seriously. Holy shit. Like, I always do this manually. When I ran, like, once upon a time when I can't remember the last time I went out running. But when I ran, look, there's only 2 artists that I'm listening during the run. Okay, maybe 3. It's like AC/DC. The combination is epic. It's AC/DC, Eminem, and Linkin Park. Those 3 types of screams, like AC/DC screaming, Eminem screaming in the microphone, and Linkin Park, Chester screaming, they can make you run as a motherfucker, okay? So, but what I always do is I would have to go in the middle of my run and I'm like, it's time to go from highway to hell to not afraid. And you miss the song and some shit starts playing. So this is fucking cool. Run BPM. Wow. What an epic idea. What an epic idea. I'm going to put this in the notes. Is that runbpm.app. This is insane. You start running faster it changes the song, if I understood it correctly. It's fucking dope. GitHub is now free for teams. Oh, this is huge. I saw that. Like, they could have, like, let me just rename this. Oh, no. Oh, honey, no. I'm going to use CZ to rename this. You know why? Because in CZ, we have a button that allows you to edit any website that you have. So I'm going to go to this website. I'm going to click this button, edit. And now I can write shit here. Huh? How about that? Do you have that in Google Chrome? No, you don't. We haven't. So they might as well made this blog post with this title. And all the other shit. It was good to know. Like that's it. Like that was the final thing. They killed them. What else are they gonna do? Bitbucket's gonna be like, hey, but we're blue. We have blue color. Like, that's it. Rest in peace. It was like someone from Bitbucket probably is watching there. It's like, hey man, you cannot say that. We're actually working really hard. Nope. That's it. This is like if Google Chrome comes and they're like, hey, now you can simulate a bunch of devices in the editor tools. Like, I'm literally gonna go with a tweet and be like, that's it. Rest in peace, CZ. Like, we still have a lot of options that they don't have, but the main killer feature that we had, like, what is the killer feature of Bitbucket? That it's free for private organizations. That was it. Nobody ever said, hey, I think for this project we should prefer Bitbucket. That sentence, this is the first time that sentence goes in the air, all right? Never happened. So this is freaking cool. I'm gonna put it in the notes if you missed that information. Probably you haven't. Now Microsoft owns everything at this point. So we'll see how that goes. For now, it's going good. I'm not complaining, all right? I migrated 7.2 repos from Bitbucket to GitHub this week. Even before Microsoft bought GitHub, I actually started paying for GitHub, and I just couldn't stand the UI for Bitbucket. I just couldn't. So I was paying them before. Now everything is free, so that's dope. My open source WebGL game is now multiplayer thanks to community contribution. All right. So this is new. Handoff design. Exports view single components. You're gonna need this now that you're free. Oh, fuck me. Draw the design as an export to code. The problem is if I update the code, will this tool understand my design? No, it won't. I don't think so. So you're just like handing off designs. And I don't think this is new, right? They have adjusted the pricing section. And a bunch of people stung there. The actions pricing. I don't know. Maybe. No, not maybe. They did it. So I'm not using GitHub Actions, so I don't care. I'm actually super happy with Azure, to be honest. Azure, whatever you pronounce this thing. I'm never going to pronounce it. Super happy with the CI. There's only one problem. When signing CZ, like, goddamn Apple, you have to notarize the apps for Catalina now. So anytime on the CI, when you're building your app, you're done building, and then it needs like 7-8 minutes to send it to Apple servers. I don't know what they're doing there. Probably Tim Cook is sitting with his coffee and just not paying attention that he has a new app to review and he's staring at something else. Like, I don't know what would Tim Cook stare at. Maybe his money or something. And then 6 minutes later, he's like, oh, a new app. And he looks at the app. He's like, oh, looks fine to me. Approve. And then 8 minutes later, Azure is going to continue with your process. So it's so fucking frustrating to use CI, where in the middle of CI, you have sending your entire app to Apple and back. So that's the only complaint I have, is sometimes that times out and it fails. Other than that, I think this is way better than GitHub CI or Actions, whatever it's called. I think that your personal account on GitHub is still paid, but $4 instead of $9. No, I don't think so. No, everything is free now. Free for teams, free for personal, free for everything. And they actually reduced the pricing. So reducing the price of our paid team plan from 9 to 4 and so on. Anyway, you can check it out there. Like approving a pull request, it looks good to me. Exactly. That's what they're doing in Apple. Like, I don't know why it takes 8 minutes to notarize a Catalina app, but there's that. View mastery. Okay, enough promotion with Vue. Enough. I'm in the habit of leaving my projects unfinished. We saw this. No, you're not the only one. Okay, Vue 3 release, Trello, handed over personal account. I wrote a blog post on lesser no HTTP methods. Nah. Still shows me $4. Insert sad face. Is there a way to visualize what the Git commands do? I'm a beginner to version control and just started using Git. I installed Git for Windows. Oh, honey. Oh, you're going down that rabbit hole. Just imagine, like, I still remember, I had an internship in Prague, and like I was a web dev noob, and we were basically still going through sprints and everything. We were building something from the government, God knows what, and I don't know how we even wrote code. And in the middle, like, do you know how we did Git? Like, we had I'm gonna use this. Here's a sponsored merch item. I'm gonna use this hat to describe you. We had a Sean the sheep. Let me actually show you Sean the sheep. So we weren't using Git. We had like a plush toy. We had this sheep in the office. And like, if you wanted to work on the file with the translations, the sheep would have to be on your computer. And then we would just take the file in a zip and just send it to other people. And I remember the first time when they tried to introduce Git to the team, I was just looking like a god. Like, this was, I don't know, 6-7 years ago, maybe, no, more than that. Like, yeah, maybe around 7 years ago. And it's funny how I say, like, I have 10 years of experience with web dev, but on the third year I was passing around the sheep to update a list of strings. So 10 years? No, don't believe that. But anyway, when they give up the first presentation about Git, I'm like, oh, so it's like Dropbox, but it sucks. So I feel sorry for this person. Git and Git on Windows? Oh, Jesus. Portfolio on resume, WordPress theme, dark mode show off. Okay, dark mode show off. That's a celebration in the web dev world. Now we have dark mode. I made a coronavirus comparison tool so you can see how the curve is flattening in different countries. Let's actually see that. Like, I stopped informing myself on the corona shit. Like, the government's gonna send an SMS. In Poland, like, the government sends an SMS. They're like, hey, now you should wear a mask. And I'm like, okay, cool. And I wear a mask. And that's it. Like, whatever happens in Mexico is not gonna do, like, I don't want to stress myself out with that information. So I might as well check it. What's going on with the curve? Canada. All right. United States of America. Where is my little, can I zoom in this? Like, oh my God, Kisse, like, you cannot find it on the map. There it is, the huge country. I don't think they're flattening the curve yet. It's still going up. I want to find Macedonia. Like, Macedonia is super tiny. There you go. I'm from Macedonia, if you didn't know. Still going up. But I love how many people are experts, both from my country, from where I come from, and both where I live. People are like, bro, let me hit you with that street science, bro. The peak is gonna be in around 7 days. Like, how do you know, motherfucker? Like, how? And people are so confident when they say this shit. Bro, let me tell you. This corona shit, did you see the plane that went by? Like, that's just the 5G beams. They're like, bro, the peak is gonna hit like 4 days tops. 4 days, the peak, and then we're fine. Like, if I die out of something in the next 7 months, we're gonna be at home. I've dealt with that fact. But if I die of something, it's not gonna be corona. It's gonna be human stupidity. Bro, 4 days, the peak, then we're free, bro. We're gonna go planes. Everything will work, bro. Oh, just shut the fuck up. This will be in 3 days, 23 hours, 4 minutes, and 34 seconds. Yeah. Somebody says, you can't now, bro. I'm Italian. What does that mean? Filtriano. What is going on in Italy, by the way? Can you inform us? Like, how is the situation there? Okay, this was super useful, but I think they could have been a better way of presenting this. I don't know. Okay. I include all of these COVID tools in the notes, because I love that actually, oh, fuck, I'm not sharing my screen. There's not enough disk space to continue recording. Fuck off, OBS. You don't need to record this. I love that there's some web developers out there who sit down and they're like, look, there's a global pandemic going on, and I have to sit and make a website that's going to help the world. And the rest of us are like, you know what? I'm going to make a calculator with Redux Saga. And we do that. So I feel ashamed, actually. All right, let's move on. All right, we're done with this one. Do you have any other links to show me what happened to... Oh, I just missed N Million's comment. Changing Wi-Fi name to 5G COVID test would freak people out. I should do that. Just to get that awkward stare with the neighbor where they're like, did you see in our building? And I would be like, no, what the fuck is going on? What are you see in our building? They're testing 5G in this building. Like, I think that 5G, after all of the stupid people have started talking about, I think 5G is dead. If they ever release it worldwide, they're going to give it another name. Like, we have, like, I don't know, that LTE icon. It's not going to be 5G. They're just going to give it a different name. Trust me. Let's move on. So I'm done with this. Let's see what is new with CSS. What about a CSS microwave? Let's see what is new with CSS. What happened with CSS this week? A few days ago. This was 7 days ago. So literally nothing is changing with CSS. Oh, we had 2 links. Wait, like you sent me links. Compiled. Let's see this. css-in-js authoring experience we love without the runtime cost. Right. What is going on? Okay, you do this, but there's no runtime cost. With other familiar API. You know what? Like, I started using Chakra. I'm not switching. I don't give a shit. If you guys care, I'm gonna send it in the notes. That's it. I had another tool, but Christian Alfoni. Where is it? Not this. Christian Alfoni GitHub. What was it called? Stitches. Let's see. But I would totally rename 5G to something like that's still gonna freak people out. Like 19G or something. And people are gonna be like, but you know, COVID-19 and 19G, everything adds up. You know, the crazy. Yo, I'm gonna tell you the craziest story. Like you're not ready for the stupidity of the country that I come from. Maybe it's also like that. And like, I don't want to offend religious people, religious countries, or whatever the hell. I'm not that religious. Like, I still respect all the holidays. Like, it's gonna be the Orthodox Easter tonight and tomorrow basically, and I respect all of that. But to go to this level, even when there's not a pandemic, like, there are people who do this. Like, I don't know how to do. I'm not gonna describe this the best, the fasting thing, whatever it's called. Like, some people are doing it for the health, some people are doing it to give like like, I have no idea how to translate this thing. Like, it's the worst description ever. But after you're done with the fasting for 40 days or whatever, you go to church, and there's like a sacred, whatever it is. There's some sacred thing, like with sugar and water, whatever the fuck they have. Like, after 40 days, you're like, okay, I did my thing. Now I want God to say like, hey, you did the right thing. And like, they have a spoon, and there's like the priest or whatever, like from the same spoon, from the same thing. He takes a spoon, and people would have to like eat or drink whatever is in it, and then he just dips it again, and then it goes to the next person. And they're going like, dude, do you have this in your country? Like, that's fucking insane. And they're doing this thing where there's like 3,000 people going and licking from the same spoon. Like, I didn't know that this process exists. First of all, even if you're not in a pandemic, if you do that, and if you're like, and the priest said, but you don't have to worry. We know about the corona situation. This particular spoon is protected by Jesus. So if you actually lick from it, you're not going to get corona. So if you see the line, that peak line, whatever, like rising by 10x in Macedonia, it's just because 50,000 people licked the same spoon in the entire country. And I just, like, I don't know what, like, can I add, do I need to add something on top? Like, that's it. If, just be the first one. So Robin said, just be the first one. Just imagine people like camping in front of the church, just like they're waiting for the new iPhone. With that camping equipment and shit. They're like, I have to lick that spoon first. If y'all motherfuckers get corona, I don't give a shit. Like, God is protecting me. Yeah, that's insane, man. Oh my God, that's fucking insane. I don't know how I went to that example. How I went from a CSS-in-js library to a corona example. Like, I don't have an idea. I'm Andrew Luca said, yes, we have this. What the fuck? Are you from Romania? I think that you're from Romania. You mentioned that before. Oh, it's insane. And that's why the country is on national lockdown for 4 days, just so people don't... The country is on national lockdown just so people don't go out and lick the same spoon. Oh my God. How can you be mad at human beings? Like, the conclusion is we're dumb as fuck. Mars? Conquering the space? Like, people are licking the same spoon. We're not going to Mars. We're not going to space. We're fucking morons. All right? We're staying here. There's going to be one thing that someone eats a bat somewhere. We're all going to die one day. Like, right now, we have it easy. We're all going to die. We're not the smartest species. Like, come on. Licking the same spoon. It's crazy. Oh my God. Time for some dinner. Talk to you later. See you, Robin. Moldova. Imagine the yeah. Oh, you're from Moldova. Yeah, I guess a lot of religious countries have these things where people are licking the same spoon. I don't know. Let's see Stitches. The tiny... Don't you love the transition? Okay, let's go from religion and that thing and Corona to CSS-in-js. Well, some people are religiously against CSS-in-js, so I might have a point here. The core CSS API to be used with any solutions. This is, oh, this, fuck, this is so exciting. This is so exciting. Like, there was an effort to do this. If this is what it is, this is gonna be a huge win. Like it says, the core CSS API to be used with any solution. Wait. Let me read it first. No, it's not that. Fuck. It's not that. It's not what I thought it was. Nope. I don't think so. But it doesn't look like it is. Like, can someone use this to build their own styled components or whatever? Use stitches to create style component. Oh, my shoulder is killing me. Read more about stitches at stitches CSS. All right, maybe I'll set up a stream with Christian to discuss this thing. Like, I don't want to prematurely judge this without knowing shit about it. Like, I haven't even finished the readme. I'm gonna put it in the notes. It might be interesting. So yeah, that's just css-in-js. I thought it's gonna be the low level thing that other css-in-js libraries are gonna build on top, but it's not that, or at least a common, like, you know. Anyway, thank you for the follow. I appreciate the follow. Elon is so happy that all stupid people are licking the spoon. Yeah. In team sports, there's a common saying that you're only as strong as your weakest player. Think about the context of our entire world and you realize, yeah, we're not going to Mars. We're fucked. We are people, like in a supermarket where you go, they're not even standing on the spot that they like in the supermarket. I went only two times in the supermarket since this thing started. So in the last 2 months, we're going to the supermarket. We're not hoarding on the same item 50 times, but the things that we need, we just get them in, you know, as much as we can fit, like 2 people. But the stores are like super, we're not thinking, oh my God, let's take like 50 milks or whatever. But we went 2 times. And the last time I went was like two weeks ago, I guess. We got all the essentials and shit. We're not going every day like, oh my God, we miss butter. Do you want to go to the store? We don't do that. Like, if we miss butter, we're going to eat something else. Anyway, I went there. There are lines where people can stand. They're like big, wide, red lines. Why do people, like if this is the line, you know, they have to linger around the line, you know, like they're super chill and they're like, so what if I come next to you and I'm not on the line? Are you afraid of Corona or something? Like, fuck you, stand on the freaking line. Why is it so hard? Like, if people cannot follow this instruction, there's a line, you need to stand where the line is. Like, the instruction doesn't get simpler. Just imagine setting them through a minefield, setting these people through a minefield where there's a sign, like, don't go through this. It's a minefield. And they're like, oh, come on. It's a minefield. What are you saying? I want to try. What are you gonna do? And they're gonna go with like 1 feet, like, whoops, didn't die. So like, people are fucking idiots. So yeah, we're strong as our weakest link, and our weakest links are fucking stupid. And I'm so glad that this thing like didn't completely destroy us. So positive outcome. Houdini, did you know CSGO is using JS and CSS? That's bullshit, Samuel. That's bullshit. I know that Battlefield 1 is actually using MobX. I'm gonna blow your mind right now. The Battlefield 1, oh, it's one of my tweets. I'm gonna blow your mind with one of my tweets. I cannot have enough of my own tweets. Know what I'm saying? Battlefield 1 is actually using, most of the UI in Battlefield 1 is created with TypeScript with a React custom render. What games were created in Vue? Huh? Tell me a game that was made with Vue templates, huh? Maybe, I don't know, Minesweeper or something simpler, huh? I don't know what I'm saying here. I'm joking. But Battlefield 1 is using it. CSGO, css-in-js. I don't know if you're joking, but might be it. Like, they can create the user interface with whatever they want. But probably you were trolling me. I just flipped that on you, right? Warcraft 3 Reforged also uses React for UI. Oh, is that why so many people complain about it? Did they fix it? Can I finally play Warcraft? What happened to it? All right. My first real project, since I'm talking, you know what? I think we're done. Not done with the entire stream, but I think we're done with news. Like, we got, okay, let's just see this last thing. Let's just see what's going on with React for this week. And we're gonna go to the try not to laugh challenge. We're gonna wrap it up. I don't want to do this for 2 hours, okay? I started a mini series when I tried to replicate popular UIs. The first episode is Spotify. I covered the basic styling and setup. Cool, good for you, great. We can actually promote one of our fellow creators on YouTube. We're not gonna be dickheads, and I'm gonna put that in the notes. That's a great series to start. Introducing Signum, an open source communication tool for your website. Okay. Crank. We saw crank already. My stomach is starting to growl, which means it's time for our Saturday pizza soon. And it's time to walk my dog. So I'm just gonna go quickly through this. We're gonna do the challenge and then we're out of here. React Router 6 preview. I'm actually using React Router 6. I actually love React Router 6. Previously I wasn't using it. The last version I used was React Router 2 or something. So that goes in the notes. CSS variables for React developers. Oh, all right. Hey, Aaron Dev, you're a little bit late. What happened? Oh, come on. Like this guy, like his blog. I mentioned it before. I'm so jealous. Like, look at that thing. It's fucking sparkling when you go to it. Like, what is gonna do? Oh, it's a sound. It's a sound. You need to click it. It's a magic sound. God damn it. Quick intro. Thank you for the follow. Here's what CSS variables look like. Okay, get to the point in a React app. Okay. This doesn't have a lot of use case for me because I'm using Chakra and Theme UI. Oh, he also did this thing where you can like hover over a link and it's gonna show you a preview so you don't actually have to go to the link. That's cool. Like some of the links don't work, like Medium is being a dick, but the other links, like you can see a preview. That's insane. I'm gonna leave this for you if you care about CSS. I've never written a CSS variable in my life, not one. I haven't written one CSS variable. css-in-js for life. Maybe I should read that, but I don't know. For now, I'm happy with Chakra. I don't need that. Samuel says, Zephyrus Panorama. I'm also gonna check your replies here. Like nobody replied here, right, motherfuckers? Nobody replied here. Just crank.js. Come on. Panorama UI code.pbin unzipped auto. What? What is this? Up-to-date repository containing the unzipped CSGO Panorama UI files. Whoa. Whoa, that's dope. That's dope. I'm going to leave it in the notes. Whoever wants to dig in the CSGO source or whatever this is. That's cool. Thank you for sending that. There's nothing new or interesting. Redaxios. Axios API. Oh, like it reminds me of Redux in a bad way. When you call it Redaxios. No. The Axios API is a one... Okay. Can I just use Axios? Yes. I hate people. Like, I'm going to mention Axios. There's 3 people in the chat. They're going to go like, why do you need Axios? You can just use fetch. Axios is using chat. Fetch. God damn it. I had a slide. I had a slide in one of my talks when I mentioned Axios. And you can see people shuffling in the audience. Why is he still using Axios? You can do that with 7 lines of fetch that nobody can remember. You can do the same thing. First of all, I'm going to put this in the notes because I'm going to use it. If it's smaller, whatever. What did I want to say? Oh, yeah. Like, I had a workshop. And in the middle of the workshop, I had to go here and copy this code. Like, if you tell me that this is easy, fuck off, okay? Axios has everything regarding course or whatever, all of the other helpers. So don't tell me. That's it. It's not a discussion. It's a statement. Don't tell me that you prefer fetch over Axios. That's it. Axios for the win. That's what I'm talking about. Full on flex on them. Start using. All right. So we saw that. We saw the. All right. Let's wrap up with the try not to laugh challenge. So what I'm doing at the end of each stream, I'm just gonna put on my serious face. Before I actually do that, I'm on a Twitter break. However, when I come out of the Twitter break, there's going to be, as always, a lot of drama, a lot of shit posting, whatever. It's twitter.com/dkeys. If you're planning to leave at this point, we're just going to do laughing and developer memes. Okay? So if you're planning to leave, you can follow me on Twitter. You can follow me on Twitch, twitch.tv. You can watch my vlog at youtube.com/kids. I'm being nice, putting everything for you in the chat. So I don't forget to plug it at the end. Let's finish with the challenge and let's fuck off. Serious face. Okay, I'm not laughing at this shit. So let's start. You don't need this crap in your life. Python, me, Java. Oh my god. Didn't laugh. Was funny. Didn't laugh. I'm gonna need something funnier. Somebody actually said something in the chat. They were like later for the challenge. I don't know if that person is still here. Oh, there it is. They sent this. Full stack developer, T-shaped developer. Corporate needs you to find the differences between this picture and this picture. They're the same picture. All right. Gonna need something stronger to make me laugh. Unicode. Oh, it's funny because Unicode sucks. Get it? Okay. Day 2 on this Python infested island. Today I will make a signal. Help. Type help for interactive help or help object for... Okay. Python jokes. Haha. Stop using print statement as debugging tool or draw 55. Yep. You can put anything in this meme and it's not gonna be funny. Come on. I want to be a good programmer. Pretend you're a good programmer. When do I start pretending? Never. That's true. How do I teach my 1-month-old JavaScript? Start by explaining floating points. Is that something we can go do at bath time? First, you need to find shampoo. Oh, but also, I only have okay, JavaScript jokes. All right, still not laughing. Seriously is the first thing we try. With tech support tells an engineer, turn it off and back on. Do not cite the deep magic to me, which was there when it was written. Okay. Still didn't laugh. There's no Easter Bunny. There's no Tooth Fairy. There's no well-documented API. Okay. Here, programming be like. I saw this. When you finally remove useless classes from your code. Okay. The more... Alright. I like Java. I prefer C#. Still respect each other. Get that dirty bullshit out of my face. Okay. It's not a JavaScript joke. What is this? I'm not clicking that link. It looks way too suspicious. Fuck that. Nope. Levels of hell. Limbo, loss, gluttony, anger, fallacy, fraud. People that create IDs that don't let you copy the error message. Yep. What does that even mean? Unfortunately, due to company policy, we're not able to offer positions to people with the name Jeffrey since it will not work with our database schema. Okay. One year wrote a drawing program for an 8-year-old to use. Now he has his first dissatisfied user. Okay. Nothing funny today. What is causing horizontal scroll? Alright. It's introducing new variable and never uses it. Compiler. Who the fuck is this asshole? Me. 4 spaces. 4 spaces. The same as 1 tab. 4 spaces the same. Indentation error. Okay. Nothing funny here. I think I've seen that venting. Yeah, I think I've seen that. Learning Java, and I found this masterpiece of a movie earlier. What is this? This is 3 minutes. Oh, I know this. I know this. It's funny. Using part of someone else's code in my program. Okay. Final boss. And actually, I'm not going to cheat this time because I haven't seen anything that Mark tweeted this week. Okay. I'm going to actually do the Mark Del Glaze challenge, which is hard. This dude is posting funny memes. All right. Let's see. What did he tweet out? React API, Angular API. Okay. We need a system where there's designers can sit down. Okay, it's too long, man. Come on. They're putting entire movie scenes in me now. Bitbucket, oof size. All right. They using code and algorithms so the drones didn't crash each other. If going to crash into each other, don't. Okay. Writes utility function. Hey, stop abstracting away JavaScript. Glaze. Too early in exploration, css-in-js land. I'm keeping my eyes on Glaze. And compiled and Glaze. I think we already put compiled in the list for today. I'm going to put it again just in case I fuck up this list. We put compiled and then we have a Glaze. I don't know if I put this. Couldn't care less. Happy user of Chakra. Whatever Chakra decides to do, I'm going to continue using it. No funny shit. Come on. I'm always losing this challenge. Staying humble, writing valuable tests, not reinventing the wheel, keeping your work in perspective. Developers. Yeah. Never skipping. Nope. Mark, I'm sorry. Again. Didn't make me laugh. Mark is actually watching. I think he's watching because he tweeted about it. He's probably watching only this part of the stream after I posted. Mark, am I in your head? Like every time you post a meme? Am I in your head? No, I'm not. Because you're funny and you're gonna make everyone laugh. And I always laugh at your memes. I'm just keeping my serious face for the stream. So, parkour. Okay, is that what's... You know what can make me laugh? Like when I think of this stupid thing. Like, we just watched this episode, Voodoo Mama... like Jim being super serious. And then when Michael just says, I don't know, Voodoo Mama Juju. Like that shit can make me laugh at any fucking time. Alrighty, I think that we can wrap up with a plug. As always, go and check out cz.co, the browser for developers. We actually released this beta version of the most epic feature ever. So this is now live. The projects thingy is live. You can have all of your projects right here. That's insane. I can open it in Finder, open it in Editor. I can see all of my projects, manage them, whatever. Open a pop-up browser within CZ. Like we finally shipped this freaking feature. I cannot believe it. There's a pop-up browser within CZ. That's insane. Like you can browse within a browser. It's in beta. We're gonna release stable soon. Anyway, go check out CZ. Thank you very much for watching this. Whoever... Oh, what am I doing? Cam only. There you go. Whoever stayed for the entire thing, thank you very much. I super appreciate it. I'm gonna try to make it shorter. As soon as I come up with a concept, just let me know as some feedback. What do you hate? What do you like? What should I make shorter? What? Well, maybe kids, don't rant about bullshit. Make it about web dev. But anyway, thank you whoever was watching. I'm going to see you tomorrow. Maybe I'll stream some gaming. Maybe not. Maybe I'll see you on Monday when I'm streaming some code. Thank you very much. And I will see you next